everybody, I'm Jacob Kriegstead with... Hello everybody, I'm Jacob Kriegstead with STP Manufacturing, and today we're going to spread some lime with a prototype machine that we have. I'm in Grand Forks, North Dakota, working with a customer that owns a crop shuttle, doing some prototyping. So this is kind of our first run at actually pushing lime through the spinners here that we built. So it's kind of our alpha test, really. Pretty curious to see what's going to happen today, so stay tuned and we shall start slinging some lime. Well, I couldn't be any more wrong on the fact that lime did not come out the back of this thing. Went to go shift the load first run and the shaft basically sheared instantly. So definitely underestimated the torque of the dragging lime. Trying to make do with what we already had, which maybe that wasn't a great idea. So as you can see, we had the back end built a little light to drive it backwards. The shaft actually just spun right out, mirrored it out. Got that all fixed. The front now matches the back as far as the drive line system. Out here spreading, and that part is working terrific. As you can see, everything is working pretty good. So we're up against the clock, however. The weather's coming in, the ground's going to be getting harder, so I'm trying to hurry up and finish up. Another thing we added to this particular machine, we started out with just some 1/4-inch plates for the spinner discs. A little bit on the lighter side. Not only that, backed into the pile and bent them up. So what we did is we made some plates out of 1/2 inch. Once we got out here, we were going to bolt them on, but we decided to actually use it as a laminate. So we cut them in half, fit them up, welded them on, and basically created a 3/4 inch laminate plate. And that helped tremendous. So we got a nice flywheel effect going on now. So once those things are spinning, you get a big clump of lime that's inconsistent. It doesn't slow them down so much, so it keeps the pattern a lot more consistent. So that was a great feature to add. There's a couple things we changed in the production model, but not too much. Basically just going to clean it up a little bit, make it easier to put on and off if needed, which really that thing can stay on for sugar beet harvest or silage harvest. It's out of the way, especially when it folds up. It's still, you know, when the cart raises up, it's still out of the way. So yeah, I think we actually got a pretty good attachment, you know, a pretty good option to use our cart another month out of the year. So pretty happy with how it turned out. Another thing we did was put some tongue weight on. So we ran the lime forward into the boom, put about 7,000 pounds of weight up there to kind of counterbalance the negative tongue weight when the lime is all the way at the back, or, you know, halfway empty. Your center of balance is over the rear of the tracks. So that helped tremendously. Took some bounce out of the field, made it a lot smoother. Going forward, say next year when we got a little more time on our side, right after sugar beets, we'll actually slide our tracks backwards. So there's a bolt pattern under there where we can get about 2 feet of movement. So we move our tracks backwards and kind of change our center of gravity that way. Right now, I think we're around 50 gallon a minute requirement. So the spinners are taking anywhere from 30 to 40, and the floor is taking anywhere from 10 to 20. And that's all dependent on how many tons an acre we're trying to put down in our ground speed, which is all adjustable. So we're putting right around 60,000 pounds in. We could do a little bit more, but we got to go a little higher torque on our orbital motor. It kind of stalls out the floor. To get a nice even flow, we got to have our door shut as much as we can and our floor speed up as high as we can, but that creates a lot of extra torque on the chains and kind of stalling out the motor over 60,000 pounds. And it's not constant. It's just not a very consistent mix either. So we get into a bad patch of lime and it's a lot harder to spin. It's just not a very consistent product either. So it'll work great one time, the next round it's sticking up in there. So instead of stalling the floor out and having to lift up the door and go through all of that, we just found a nice consistent flow rate that we like. So we're running 6 miles an hour, 16-foot centers. We're shooting for 10 tons the acre. We've got a Libra scale system on here so we can adjust our floor chains for our feed rate. So basically we can run a full acre, see what our poundage is that we put down, how many tons an acre we put down, and adjust our floor accordingly. So we got it pretty dialed in. I think we're within 10%. Then we'll go back over the field, see all those hot spots. We'll actually till the other direction, get rid of all them hot spots, and then your field's ready for winter. So it's actually working pretty darn good. I wish I could get a little more drone footage, but actually we are I don't know if you can see that or not, but we're right outside an airport in Grand Forks, and UND flies out of here. So there's a lot of flights, a lot of training. So obviously there's a no-fly zone, and it's just not safe. So obviously been using a lot of GoPro. Sorry for that. I'd like to get a drone up and get some patterns so you guys can see, you know, our hot spots and our cold spots, and basically see in the field what we've changed and how to, what the difference is as we go. But it's unfortunate that we cannot do that this year. This particular crop shuttle is actually used in silage this year down in Lebanon, South Dakota, part of a rental program. And then it was actually used in sugar beets right here in Grand Forks, between Grand Forks and Reynolds area. And now we're spreading lime with it. So you can see they're actually pretty versatile. So that's kind of what we were trying to prove and trying to get to, is not just a beet cart. You know, they're expensive, they really are, especially when you add tracks and other, you know, premium features like we offer on ours. So we want to be able to spread that out through the course of the year and give you more for your investment. So that's what we're constantly doing, and basically stay tuned because I got a couple other things I want to try out. So I'm excited to see what next year brings. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to us. It really helps us out. Comment below on something you want to see, something I missed, maybe some questions you have. Until next time, talk to you later.